Good morning. I wanted to make sure to touch base a little bit with you and let you see me instead of just hearing my voice on the PowerPoint. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the midterms and very briefly about the presentations that will be forthcoming. So for your midterms, I was very pleased with the grades overall. You can see your grade on Moodle. And the questions popped up feedback if they were remotely confusing questions or something where you might have had an issue. I did have some people ask me about certain questions and I was able to clarify for them. So if you had any questions or anything that seemed unclear, I would love for you to reach out to me so that I can explain that to you and you will go forward with the knowledge that you need to be safe in laboratories here, laboratories in your future, and at home as well. So another topic I wanted to discuss with you was the presentations, which you will be doing in the last 2 weeks of our class. So the presentations, I've been trying to figure out how to do them virtually. Usually we have them in class and you do it, and your classmates will have a rubric, which I've shared with you, where they will evaluate you while you're speaking. It's just a way to ensure that everyone is paying attention, watching the presentation, maybe picking up things that I may not see. So it's very useful for you to look at that rubric as you are planning your presentation. And I have included some videos and some tips for how to do a snappy 5-minute presentation. So you want to be sure when you do something as brief as a 5-minute presentation. And we don't have the question and answer period, so it's going to be a little challenging because usually we leave a minute on the end for a question and answer period, and you won't have that. So something you could do is say some frequently asked questions about this presentation might be, and approach those questions and explain what your answers to those would be. That would be a nice way to wrap up that last minute. Another thing is some people have asked if you should do a PowerPoint with just a voiceover. You certainly could use PowerPoint for the slide method. That would be very useful. But it would be good if you had us seeing your face. As you well know, it's just easier to pay attention sometimes if there's someone to focus on and to look at. And I can totally understand if you don't want to do that. I don't love making videos of myself either, but I know it's easier to listen to, easier to watch. Sometimes it's harder just to hear the voice and we all kind of zone out. So if you could somehow have your face in there, you could even have, the video in the corner of a presentation. I'm planning at this time, unless someone comes up with some other suggestion that would be more useful or as useful, I'm planning on getting the videos from you. You will submit them to me by the Sunday before, the Sunday at midnight before your presentation is due. And then I will upload them onto it's basically my Hudson Hall teaching YouTube page. And then I will share those links with you so that you can watch all of the videos of that week. You will have to watch each presentation before end of day Friday of that week. And you will have to submit to me those rubrics, the grade sheet for each presenter. So each week I believe it's going to be 8 people, 8 presentations. So you'll want to adjust your time accordingly for that. So you're going to have 8 people. You'll want to watch each of those 5-minute presentations, take notes while you're doing it on the rubric, and then get back to me, send that rubric to me. You can either send it that day that you watch the presentation or send it later in the week, send all of them together. I will be sharing them with the person who did the presentation, but I will block out your name so that nobody knows who said what. It will just be so that they can see what criticism, critique, what positive feedback they get, so they can use that going forward in other presentations in the future. Okay? So I'm hoping everybody understands that and isn't intimidated by these presentations at all. The reason we all watch them is because you are going to see 16 different presentations and hopefully find out some new information about all of these topics. We will have touched upon all of these topics, but what I found in the past is that generally you are finding different information and different little bits here and there. So we get to learn a little bit more and a little bit extra about that presentation. You learn more as the presenter preparing the speech, and we learn more listening to you, and how you present it can sometimes make it stay stick a little more. We all know that, you know, if you're taking a class and you have a professor that you don't particularly understand, but someone else explains it to you, maybe a TA, sometimes that is helpful to you, just to have a different voice. I often will get people stopping by asking me chemistry questions because in lab they understand something from me differently than they do from the professor, and sometimes if they don't understand me, I'll send them to someone else to try and put a different spin on it. Okay, so that's the presentations. I can't wait to see them. It's always fun to watch those. Don't be nervous about it. Please look into how you are going to submit that to me so that it is easy for me to upload to YouTube, because that's kind of a little bit of a clunky process. Okay? All right. I look forward to seeing these and seeing each of you, those of you that I haven't met already or don't know or haven't talked to. So let me know if you have any questions about the presentation. Take care, have a great week, and stay safe. You guys have been doing awesome at staying healthy and safe, and I just hope everybody's having a great week. I wish we were actually in person. Take care.